Hey guys, it's Russ Armstrong here, and I am doing this webinar on this is part of the kind of jumpstart or quick start your Moby business. So I'm doing this real quick webinar here on how to create a fan page. One of the things I do traffic coaching, have been doing traffic coaching formats since I think about mid-May. Have probably exceeded over 250 students now, and one of the key things I'm finding is that a lot of them have smaller budgets when they're starting, and so one of the neat tools that you can use in regards to advertising is a Facebook fan page. And one of the key things I really recommend to people is making one that is branding yourself, not an actual product. You can launch the products off of your fan page, but you always want to brand yourself. That helps let people get to know you, and it will help create a trust, kind of a relationship with them, kind of like list building. When you're dealing with your own autoresponders and so on, you develop that trust with people, and people are more apt to buy from you. So this is actually my Facebook fan page here, and I'll come back to this just to show you some points and show you some things that you want to be able to do on your page. But what we're going to do is go ahead and create a new page. So here is my my home page here. This is a news feed, as everybody has seen probably in their own system. But what you're going to do is you log on to Facebook, and the easiest way to do it is go up here to this little gear or sprocket. All right, go over here to where it says create a page. Now, one of the things that I was always advised when I got into Facebook and started creating a page, actually I had created a couple of them, and then someone advised me to go this route, is set it up, because you're branding yourself, set it up as an artist, band, or public figure. All right, you're going to choose your category, and I choose public figure. I have been told that you get a little bit more leeway when it comes to advertising and so on. You just get a little bit more flexibility with that type of page. I've seen some students that have actually done a brand or a product, have done it as a company or a local business, and they have not been able to do as many things as I can do with my fan page in the way of advertising and promoting or boosting posts or promoting them, etc. So you would go ahead and put in your name, and I'm going to, because I've already got a fan page in my name, I'm going to alter my name a little bit here. So you put in your name, you got to agree or you're not going to go any further. All right, you get started. And then what you're going to have is you have to have a description here. Now, if you're not really sure what to do, although if you're watching this video, you'll kind of understand what to do before you go to these steps. But what you want is, this is the description that will appear underneath the, let me show you here on my page. This is what will appear underneath the your picture. So this gives a brief description of what your page is all about. Okay, so going here to my new page, what I'm going to do is go ahead and just copy. I already had something pre-made here, and I'm going to go ahead and just paste it in there. And if you had a website, you can go ahead and put your website, your Twitter account, Yelp links, etc. You can put those there. In other words, they're going to also appear underneath that picture, so people have different ways of getting a hold of you, not only just going to just your Facebook fan page. You're going to click yes on the famous person, and if you're not one yet, you will be, or at least like me, I'll be famous in my own mind. We're going to go ahead, and I'm the official authorized to do the information and so on. You save your info, and then you're going to upload a picture from your computer, and this is going to be a profile picture. And you want, I look at a profile picture as, you don't want something really crazy and wild. You want something that is going to be, looks professional, but also looks kind of down to earth. Someone that's not you don't look like you're a tax consultant or something like that. You want to be kind of open towards people. You want to give that that feeling of they could get to know you fairly easily. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use the common picture I always use on all of mine, and some people have actually asked me, why don't you ever change your profile picture? And this is the main reason. These two dogs, I've probably made more sales from those two dogs alone, because this appears on all the emails that I send out. This appears on my website. This picture appears on my Facebook fan page. It appears on my normal profile page, etc. And so it becomes a tool that I can use, and I wasn't even thinking of it in that realm. I just am a dog lover, and a lot of people are. But it's an icebreaker for a conversation. So I'll have people that will message me or contact me on Skype or something that we start talking about my dogs, and that leads into where did they see the picture, and then that leads into, well, what did you think of the product I was promoting, and voila, I have a possibility of a sale. So it's a great icebreaker there. But you want to put something that's, again, relaxing, that though looks professional as much as possible. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and click next. I want to add this to my news feed because it's easy then to find it. It ends up in my favorite area, and it's just easier to find my page, especially if you manage a few pages. You want to have your page so it's front and center. You can find it easier. You can always go back and change that if you want to. Next thing it's going to ask you for here is it's going to ask you to create an ad. Obviously, Facebook wants you to advertise as quickly as possible, but I highly recommend don't advertise until you have some content on your page, because what's going to happen is Facebook gets the money from you, but what the people get when they go to your page to look, there's nothing there yet. Okay, so I just skipped that, and we're going to show you how to run an ad here shortly. All right, so this is what your admin looks like. In other words, the only thing you're going to see this part, but people who go to your page are going to see your page from about this point down. Okay, so here's my picture, here's my name, here's the information about here, or about what my page is about here. All right, and but now what I want, because this is pretty ugly right here, I want to create some sort of a background image. So different images that you can go to is, and I pulled a few images here. You can have, from the, this is a typical one for like marketing and so on, is, the expensive car. Okay, I'm not a big fan of that, although, it'll work. You can reposition the picture a little bit here, depending on the size of picture that you had, but I'm not a big fan of that. I like to tell people that what you want here is something that, because again, we're into marketing. Why are we all doing what we're doing? I know I started my business because I was nearing retirement, and I was going to have a decent pension. My wife and I would have no problem surviving. We would live well, what we were currently doing, but we wanted more. We wanted to be able to travel a lot. We wanted to be able to not have to worry about, can we afford to do this, or we got to save up for that. I wanted to build a business that would allow me to go wherever I wanted to go, all right, and whenever I wanted to go. So what people are looking for is that if they go right to your picture, you want to try to put something in there that will kind of inspire them as to what you're all about and what they're dreaming about. And try to stay away from, at least in my personal opinion, if you're putting things on there that are, I would consider cheesy, or like the bricks of gold, the wads of cash, the silver and gold coins and so on, unless that's specifically what you're promoting, personally, I just find it a little cheesy. But, some people do it and they do well with it. Just personally, to me, it doesn't look like it looks more like you're a salesperson. Versus someone who's approachable and someone who wants to help people and so on. That's just my own personal opinion, and I don't mean to step on anybody's toes if that's what they have. Another thing that you can do is, you have the boats. All right, this picture here, I believe it's the right picture here. This picture was taken in San Diego at the Home Business Summit. if it ever loads up here. And so those were the yachts that were sitting outside of our hotel at the Home Business Summit, which is down in Mission Bay in San Diego. So that, something like this works really well. Me personally, I'm more for, where would I want to be? Well, I definitely would want to be sitting on a beach or in a resort. Here's like a resort here. And where I've gotten all these images is either they're pictures I've taken, or I just go to Google Images and I type in a search for a specific type of image, and then I just download images. I have a bazillion images sitting on my computer right now that I can just pick whichever one I want. But this one actually is the one I'm going to go with. Again, just going with, I love sunsets, and boy, I'd love to be able to spend every day during the week sitting there. Could you imagine watching something like that every day of the week? Would just be phenomenal. So that's what my background image is going to be. You also want something that's not going to clash with your profile picture there. So then what we're going to want to do is, you're still going to want more information here. Okay, so if I came to my page, to this person's page, if I hadn't been here before, is, okay, so this guy's a public figure, gives his name, and he says he started this company to help change people's lives for the better. But I want to know a little bit more about him. Well, there's nothing there. Okay, what I highly recommend is to go and put in a biography of yourself, and the things that you want to make sure you cover are who you are, what you're currently doing, because a lot of people do this part-time. They're doing it for a reason. They're building up to, like I started mine again when I wanted to retire. So I started it part-time because I still worked full-time in the fire service. So, whatever your reasoning is, tell people what your background is. Because especially if your background hasn't been the last 20 years of internet marketing, your background was working as a school teacher, or like me, 31 years in the fire service. People appreciate that. People realize that, what, you did what they're doing. Okay, you've been in the trenches, you did the work, you did the, 10 years, 15, 20, 30 years in a job, so you know what work is. But you're now doing something more, which in some respects, when you're dealing with people that are maybe in their 50s or 60s or more, they realize that, what, I could do that too. I already put in my full career, but I want a little bit more. And so they can relate to you because you've done it, all right? Or if you're someone who's still running it part-time, your business part-time, and you are, you're not only going to work full-time, but you're running this business part-time, and you're making it work, guess what? There are a bunch of other people out there that are going to go to your page and go, well, if they can make it work, why can't I? Because a lot of people think, gosh, I just won't have the time. I work full-time, 40 hours a week, I won't have the time. Well, you can. If you organize yourself, you can have the time. You can build your future. So you want to make sure that you're letting people know that. So you would go here to an update page, and as you see here, there's a biography here. So you can put in a biography. So what I've done is, let's see, we're going to enter a bio, and I've actually had one preset here, just because I didn't want to take all the time and show you how bad of a speller I am. And have to worry about all of that while I'm on a webinar here. So I went ahead and just pre-wrote one. I pre-wrote one so that I could just put it in here. I highly suggest go to a Word document, so that way then you can, check your spelling, you can check your sentence structure and so on. But also what I recommend is that you go and make sure that I would do a biography no less than 400 words. Okay, you don't want it to be a novel, all right, but you want it enough to give people the information. So you want to tell people who you are, what you're currently doing, what you're doing to change your circumstances, meaning, you've started this business because you wanted to, eventually get away from having to work full-time, be your own boss, etc. And then the last thing you want to tell them is why you want them on the page. In other words, how are you going to help them? People always want to know what's in it for me. If I visit your page and if I follow you, what's in it for me? Okay, yeah, I can buy something, that's great, but what else is in it for me? And you want to explain that in your about you, okay? Because there are people that will read that. People want to know what you're about. All right, so now that I have that entered, if someone clicked on about me, there's my biography there, and then they can expand it out and see the whole biography, okay? So you can have this information. You can always go back and edit it, which actually I do have to edit my story and tell everybody now I'm currently retired. But you can always do that, okay? And you want to make sure that you have something in there. So that's how you would edit that information. Other things in your page, you can just kind of go down this list. You know, if you have a Facebook web address, if you do want to change your category, you can. You can put in 3 words that describe your page, and this is going to be more in the realm of if people are searching for you. You can edit when you join Facebook. You can put in an address if you want to, or at least put in an address like, you know, maybe not your street address, but if you had a P.O. box, you could put in that P.O. box, or you could at least put, you know, the city and state that you live in, you know, what country you're from even. An affiliation is more of if you're affiliated with any kind of clubs or organizations or something. I'm not sure if I would put as an affiliation the Moby, even though you are affiliated with it. It's more of organizations and stuff. And what that's going to do is, again, if someone is searching, let's say you belong to the Rotary Club, if people are searching Rotary Clubs, your page may come up. But that's not what I'm marketing here. All right. Again, any kind of awards and so on, you can enter in your gender, personal information, personal interests and stuff. I keep away from this stuff here because that's what's on my personal page. All right. I don't need that on my professional page. Phone number, if you want to have it, I would highly suggest if you have like an 800 number or something, utilize that unless you really want your phone to be ringing off the hook. An email address, use your Facebook email address, or create a domain style email address and then just forward it to your normal inbox. Really easy to do. Any other accounts that you have, you can link other pages in this point. So that if you do have more than one Facebook page, you can link those things together, websites, etc., and then it'll have your ID and stuff. So there are many ways you can have your settings as to, you know, how people can post on your page, etc. Your admin roles, and this is if you have other people that are involved with your page that can either be a content creator, they can be a manager. A manager can do anything to your page. All right, content creator, they can create things, but they have certain limitations. They can't eliminate your page or delete it. A moderator, advisor, insight analysis. So there are people that can access your page and do a little bit more. You can add those people to it. All right. So many different things that you have here on the page. You have your notification panel. And what this is as someone has liked your page or something, these notifications will appear. If you have, see like over here, if you have a post that you promoted, you can see how many people are monitoring that post. You can boost the post, etc. All right. And I'll get into that. Actually, I have a whole separate video on boosting posts and monetizing your page. All right, so here, messages. If someone messages you, just like on your personal page, if they send you a personal message, it will appear here if they're messaging you. You can invite friends. So anybody that is listed in your Facebook as a friend, you can invite them, okay? And the list, if you go to see all, it'll all be there. You can't get the insights on the page. And what insights are is, you know, what kind of information is coming off of your page. Like here, if I went to, this is my fan page here, if I went to insights, it's going to tell me, you know, how many likes I have, what is my post reach, etc. So you can really get some information on your page here on various posts that you've made. How many people are you reaching? What is organic? What is paid? Meaning advertising and so on. So it'll tell you how many people are engaged with the post, etc. It'll give you the information on the post itself. So it's a lot of data that you can use and kind of get a good idea of what your page is doing. You always want to keep on top of what your page is doing. Now, when you go to promote this page or build an audience, because again, if you have people coming to this page, what the first thing they're going to look at is likes. Okay, so this, I'm going to go ahead and like it. Always like your own page, because if you don't like your own page, who else is going to like it? Okay, but now I've got 1 like. Okay, so if anything, it starts you off the ball with 1 like. Okay, then what you can do is you can go and up here on promoting or building an audience, you can click on building an audience. I advise you to stay away from email contacts, and what that's going to do is if you click on that, it's going to access your email contact list, and it's going to want you to send an email out to everyone on your contact list. Well, there's people on my contact list I don't want to go to my page and like it. Okay, they're either because of the fire service, I have different professionals on my contact list. I want to be more selective of who I invite. If I'm inviting friends or colleagues or business acquaintances, I want to be selective on who I invite there. You can invite friends, and the nice thing about this will bring up all of your friends in your personal page. All right, so you can see all of them. You can search for specific people if you want to, but you can invite those friends. You don't have to invite all of them. You can be very selective on how you invite them. Okay, you can search for friends, etc. So that's another way that you can build the audience. And then the last way is you can, well, second to the last way is you can share the page. So if you have a friend that you want to share it to, I can go to someone's timeline and I can put in their name, bring up the timeline, put a message in here for them and say, hey, you know, I just built this new page. Really would like your comments on it, and if you like it, please, you know, click like. I would appreciate it. So you can send them a message there. It's kind of more of a personal message, although this will appear on their timeline. All right. I'm very careful about this. I would be very, very selective about this, because what you're doing is you are putting your page on their timeline. And some of your friends may not have an issue with that. I personally, if someone did that to me, I wouldn't be a happy camper, just because basically they're putting their ad or their page on my timeline. If you want to do that, send it to me in a private message, okay? And then I will not have any problem, or just say, hey, can I put this on your timeline? That would be really great, because I know, you know, you have thousands of friends and so on. At least message me and let me know. Let me look at the page. If I like it, I'll like it. And then if you want to put it on my timeline, you know, we've made that agreement. You got to be very careful on what you do with people. And that's why, again, it's real important just on your personal page to make sure that you're marking your privacy settings, that if someone wants to put something on your timeline, that you have to approve it. I finally have adjusted mine to do that, because I don't want people advertising on my page. Okay, so you can put it on your own timeline. Now this would mean that it's going to appear on my personal profile page. Okay, it would appear on my timeline. You can put it on another page you manage, and I actually manage quite a few different pages here, so you could put it on any one of these pages. So you could advertise on one page to another page. All right, so that's another way of sending out a building an audience. And then the last way is promoting a page. And when you promote it, you can do the general promotion here. They'll automatically set up a daily budget of, you know, $10. It'll tell you that you'll get an estimated of 10 to 41 likes per day. You can increase this budget here. $20 is 20 to 82 likes per day, etc. You can segment as to what age groups you want. You can go here to people who have liked or expressed an interest in. You can pick countries. Personally, if I'm going to promote something, I want to run it a little bit more like an ad. So what I'm going to do is go down here to the advanced options. I'm going to click on my advanced options. Now the coolest thing about this is what I'm looking for is page likes. Okay, so I want people to go to my page and like it. So what I'm going to do is I have the availability, and this is pretty new to Facebook, or well, within I guess a few months or so. I don't know. This was the first time I had seen this about a month or so ago. But you can use up to 6 different images on your campaign, and they don't charge you anything extra, which is pretty cool. Because maybe this image that I have here doesn't quite catch people. I can do 6 different images here and see, which image is the one that actually gets people to click on it to then go to my page and like it. All right. So I can upload the images. I can browse my library. I can go and find images. And then I can reposition images also. All right. So you can put these images in. You want them to be 600 by 225, although that doesn't have to be exact because I've grabbed images and put them in there. It'll show you what your post will look like, okay, what basically the ad will look like. This will appear in people's news feeds, all right, and it also will appear in the right column, all right, on various pages. This will tell you what your headline's going to be. Obviously, here's my headline here, or I'm sorry, here's my headline here. This is telling me what the script is, on my ad. So this is basically what the ad is going to look like. So you can put, whatever you want in here. You get a total of, it looks like 89 or 90 characters. So there's not a whole lot of information you can put in here, okay? Your headline, you get a total of 11, or no, I'm sorry. Let's see. You get a whole 25 characters right there. And what's really nice is as you put this in is, let's see here, I'm just going to type in something. Please like my page. All right, so as you type this in, let's see here. Okay. All right, let's see if I need to refresh. All right, and let's see here. Helping others help themselves. Okay, so you see how this changes here, all right? So you can put in information and it'll change it. Now, if I add in those 6 pictures, then up here, then what this is going to do is this going to show this ad with this picture, and then it'll show the next one with the next picture, and show the next one with the next picture, and so it'll go down the line. This gives you, on creating your audience, it gives you a lot more information here. You can put in countries. You can put in, if you want to specify, you just want a certain city, you can do that. If you want a certain state with specific cities, you can do that. Okay, so you can either add in a country, state, province, city, or zip code, and it'll bring it up. As marketers, I don't promote to 13-year-olds. I have a limit that I don't go any younger than 25. And then I do actually put a max on here. I put 64. And the reason being, I'm not trying to be discriminative towards anybody, but I want, my target actually is the 40 to 64-year-olds is what my personal target is, because I want people with a job. I want people who can afford the program that I'm trying to sell, because what you guys got to remember, we're not selling a $49 product. That's not what I'm advertising for. I'm advertising to sell a minimum of a $2,000 product up to a $26,000 product, meaning if someone goes all the way up to platinum. So how many 24-year-olds do you know, and besides maybe someone like Matt Lloyd, how many 24-year-olds do you know that could turn around and afford 26 grand in a heartbeat? Okay, I know 30-year-olds that can't afford that. So I want the people that are like in the 40-year-old range up to 64, because again, they have good, hopefully at that point, they have good steady jobs, they're making a decent income, they have a little bit extra, but you know what, they're starting to get towards that realm, depending on how long they've been working at a particular company or whatever, they're looking at, what is my future? What do I want to do with my future? Am I starting to approach retirement? Do I want to retire before I turn 65? Because I'm not eligible for my retirement until 65 or 67. So do I want to retire from my job and enjoy life while I still can, while I've still got health, while I'm still mobile, etc. But I don't want to wait until I'm 65 to actually be able to retire and collect that pension or whatever. Okay, so that's the person I'm approaching. That's the person I want. They have money to spend. They're willing to do their due diligence. They're willing to educate themselves, and they're willing to be in this business for the long haul. They're not looking for the quick buck. They're looking at building a business. They're looking at building something that in a year or two, or maybe 3 years even, depending on what their plan is, they can retire on. Okay? And still, once they hit that 65 or 67, whatever their retirement age is, that's just extra money that now they're making. But this business is sustaining a lifestyle that they want. The other stuff then just becomes fun money. Okay? Those are the people I'm targeting. You can target all men, all women, or everybody. You can target what their relationship status is. Languages, if you want to. You can target what their education levels are. All right, workplaces even. So if you wanted to target everybody that worked at Google, you can put in Google, and it's going to target those kind of people, or those people that have entered into their personal information that they work at Google or Xerox or something like that. You can get into categories here like in events, and here is information on everything that they have: family status, games, jobs, market, etc. All right. You can go and in the interests here, you can browse. All right. So there's business industry, and it'll tell you how many people meet this criteria. Well, actually, I'm sorry. It won't tell you how many people meet the criteria. This will tell you how much your potential audience could be. All right. Again, with Facebook advertising, you really want to pinpoint where you're sending your ad to. Okay, you don't want to send out this huge net of people. You want to try to focus in on people that you're going to get. So you definitely want your number much, much lower. But the way I look at it, though, for likes is I want a fairly decent. I don't want in the hundreds of millions, but I want a decent number of people that are going to be able to do this. It'll offer you suggestions. If you picked the business industry, it'll offer you suggestions and how many potential people it could reach here. Okay. Again, browsing, you can go into, if you did if your product line is fitness and wellness, you can go into all sorts of different things here. Okay. So it'll break it down. And the nice thing about it too is it gives information on all of these. If you ever are questioning how to advertise, Facebook has a phenomenal help area. Okay, so help choosing an objective, help seeking or selecting images, help editing ads. I mean, they will break it down for you as to what you're trying to accomplish, and they'll give you guidance. Help to choose your audience. You can click on that and it'll take you, how do I choose my audience? What am I looking for? All right, so it'll give you all that information. All it takes is a little bit of research, and you can really pinpoint your targets there. Okay, so do the due diligence, do the time, and look that stuff up. Okay, and then once you get down here, you get down to your campaign itself. It will tell you what your campaign name is. You can actually rename it if you want to, but otherwise it's going to do it. This campaign would be based on likes, and it's going to say right now U.S. citizens, because that's all I picked, 25 to 64. So that's how it's going to break down my page. All right. You can go to a per day, $5 per day, run my campaigns continuously. I highly recommend don't ever let that one be marked, although they default it. You want to put a start and stop date. Otherwise, you could lose track of your ad. And let's say you decided, gee, I want to go $20 a day. You could lose track of this ad, and your ad can get incredibly expensive really fast. And I guarantee you that Facebook is not going to warn you that, hey, you've gone well over this limit, you know, or this amount of money. They're just going to run it to $20 per day, but they're going to run it every day until you tell them to stop. This is why I always put in a date range. It'll automatically default to a month, although you can take it down that you just want it to run a week. That means then that they're going to really crank away at this ad, and they're going to you know, get you what you want accomplished in that time frame. But if I'm going to put in a short time frame here, what I'm going to do is take away the daily rate. I always actually do all of my ads as a lifetime budget. Okay, so it doesn't matter if I'm a month out on an ad. Let's see, out here to the 17th. It doesn't matter if I'm a month out or if I'm a week out. I always put in a maximum budget. If I know my budget can afford $150 for this particular type of ad, I put in $150. It'll space it out to where it's utilized every day, and there's only so many dollars per day that'll be used for that entire month. If I made this a week, it's going to use up that $150 in a week. They will use this amount of money. Okay, don't worry about that. They will use it. Depending on the time frame you give is how fast they're going to use it. Okay, and then I'll show you how you can look up your advertising. We're bidding for likes. We're not bidding for clicks because this is the particular promotion that I'm doing. I want likes to my page. All right, and it'll show you on the pricing. You know, it'll be optimized for more likes. Page will be charged, you know, for as they show the ad and so on. Then you would place your order. You can review your order. All right, so if you hit review, it gives kind of a breakdown. This is who I want the order to go to. And then you place the order. If you need to edit the order, you go back, and then you're back on the page here to edit. Always review it before you send it, okay? But again, this is a neat feature that they've added by allowing you to change images here. And I've noticed it in Facebook advertising itself for promoting an ad. It, at least the last ad that I just promoted here that just started running yesterday, I was able to put 6 different images in. So, and that's the key thing on split testing with Facebook. You know, you always learn from a lot of people is change the image, see which image is working better than the other. So this is a cool feature that they're allowing you now on one ad. They're just letting you have multiple images. So, great way to go. Okay. So let's see here. All right, so we're going to leave this page. All right, we're back to our fan page here. Cancel that. All right, so here is our fan page again. Now what we want to do is we want to be able to go ahead and promote on this page. Just like in your normal Facebook profile page, all of your promotion goes up into this top left corner, and then it'll appear on your page itself. So the first thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and promote an ad. Now, what I have been told by people who really know Facebook, I wouldn't call myself an expert with it, is when you do a fan page, what I've been advised, and it's worked for me, is you want, and you want to write this down, you want a third of the content, this is all based on content, what you put into your Facebook page. You want a third of it to be advertising, okay? A third of it to be informational and educational. So in other words, what are you showing them? What are you teaching them? You can make short videos on how to do something. If you saw a webinar, I mean, you want to be careful promoting other people's products, but let's say you saw, you know, someone demonstrate how to do something that you didn't know how to do it. If you can't recreate it, then put their video on there, okay? Because you're giving people information for free. You want to be careful, though, that you're not advertising for someone else, okay? And then you also want a third of it to be inspirational and motivational, because as we all know as entrepreneurs, sometimes you just don't have a good day, okay? You haven't made any sales, whatever, your computer's acting up, whatever. There are times, being our own boss, it gets really hard. You have to have someone kind of help push you along, okay? So you want to have things on your page that people can go to and see that are inspirational or motivational, kind of never give up, keep moving forward, etc. And in that, I use a combination of videos and I use a combination of just quotes, and I'll show you some of those here in just a minute. So, but the first thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and run an ad. So I'm here in my affiliate back office, and then what I want to do is go ahead and go to my campaigns, and I'm going to go to an ad channel because I make an ad channel for every single ad that I run. Everything I do, whether it's a solo ad, Facebook ad, I'm promoting a post, anything, I put a tab on my page, and I'll show you those in a second. I put a tracking link on it. I put an ad channel in our back office. I put an ad channel on it because I want to know, where did my business come from? What's working, what's not working? All right. So think of it as if, let's say today you were going to put out 3 solo ads, and each solo ad was, 500 clicks each. Okay, so you have 1,500 clicks going out today. Same ad, 3 different vendors. If I don't put a tracking link on all 3 of those vendors, and all of a sudden I'm looking at my back office, and let's say 500 people come in on those 3 ads, and out of 500 people, I made 50 sales of MTTB, and then I made some license rights, etc. All right. And I'm thinking, this is great. God, I got a good return. I got some sales. I'm going to do this again. So if I went back to all 3 vendors and I bought 3 ads again, 500 clicks each, and I sent them out there, well, the problem with it is if I didn't track, I would do that. I would say, this worked. These vendors are good. They gave me the clicks. I got sales out of it. This is fantastic. I'm going to repeat it. Okay, as we always say in the industry, if something works, rinse and repeat, right? You always hear that all the time. But if you don't track, so let's say out of the 3 vendors that I went to, 2 of the vendors were terrible. All right, 2 of the vendors gave me the clicks I bought. Okay, they did deliver on what they were supposed to, but on either of the 2 vendors, I didn't make 1 opt-in, and I definitely didn't make 1 sale, because if no one opted in, no one's going to buy anything. But on the 3rd vendor, or the 1st vendor, however you want to look at it, for some reason I got 100% opt-in rate, so I got 500 opt-ins, and I got the 50 sales, and I got the other big sales out of that, and so on. Well, if I track that, and I understand that I know where all the business came from, would it be smarter for me to take the money that I was going to spend on 3 different ads and put it all into 1 ad and run it with the 1 vendor that produced? Could you imagine if I ran a 500 click ad with them and they produced that kind of results? Could you imagine what it would be like if I ran a 1,500 click ad? I mean, it'd be incredible. But if I wasted my money running 1,000 clicks on 2 other vendors that didn't work, I'm just wasting my money. I'm burning my money. And as we all, I know people on tight budgets. I know people with really big budgets. We don't want to waste our money. I mean, that's not what we're here for. We're here to make money, not just spend it. Okay, so you always want to do your tracking. So you're going to click on here and add a channel. Once you add a channel, it's going to come up here with a channel name. That's what it's going to say on it. So I go in. Now, I keep the codes here. A lot of people will change these. You can if you want to. You can change it to whatever you want to, but I don't. I keep the codes the way they are, and I change the name of the ad itself. So I'll go here and change this name, and because I'm going to do a post, a paid post, or an advertisement, I'm going to put it as a Facebook post. And we're going to put it as MTTB, and then let's say I'm going to, well, I'm just going to do the normal MTTB post, all right, with the opt-in page, because basically what I'm going to do is put an opt-in page right on the Facebook page. So I'm going to put in the date that I'm running this, okay. And then, remember, for an ad channel, don't click on ad channel because it makes this go away and it adds another blank ad channel. You just click off of this line, okay? So just click off the line, this tab appears. You click Save Modified Rows. And one thing I'll tell you, the easiest thing to do is go ahead and refresh the screen. Okay, and then go back to your home page. Go back to Campaigns. Now this time I don't need to go to ad channel, but here's all the campaigns that Matt has to offer, 111 of them. I really don't feel like scrolling through all of these pages to find MTTB, so use your search engine. Type in MTTB. Now I've narrowed my list down to just these campaigns for the top tier programs. So I'll click on my 12 banners. So now I open up my 12 banners. I have my written letters, videos, different capture pages, etc. And I have my affiliate link. This is my affiliate link that I'm going to use in my ad. But I need to add a tracking link to it. So I'm going to go back up here to this filter. Okay, so this will always appear when you go to campaigns and you narrow down your search. So I'm in the MTTB campaign, but my channel says none, which means it won't go to a specific channel. It'll just be in the back office. I want it to be on a specific channel. So we're going to go ahead and find my link and cooperate with me here, mouse. All right, so here's the post that, or here's the link that I made. All right, 216. I'm going to apply it. And you see here again, here is my affiliate link. But watch what happens when I apply this. It puts this code 29 on the back of it. All right, again, if you change that from code whatever to letters and numbers, whatever you want to do, it would appear there also. But I keep the codes on there, so it just says code 29. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down to the bottom of the page, second from the bottom, and I want to pick this landing page here, or capture page, whatever you want to call it. All right, but if you want to see what anything looks like, always grab the main URL below the name, right click on it, just tell your computer to go to that page. It's going to open it up, and then I can verify, yep, that is where I want them to go. This is a capture page. They put in their email address, they click on there, and they're going to get the sales video. Okay, so always check out your pages. Reason being is just because this says something here, maybe something somewhere has gotten screwed up, and you post this, and what you send people to is the sales letter or the sales video, which is fine in essence. If they buy, it works. But if they don't buy, guess what? You lost them. Because once they click off that page, there's no email follow-up. They're not captured into a sales funnel where they're going to get those email follow-ups every single day. All right, putting that offer still in front of them. So if I spend my hard-earned money to buy clicks and I put people in front of the sales letter without capturing their email address, it's not going to be a very successful ad. Okay, you may get lucky, you may sell something, which is great, but if you don't, if it takes, they say on average it takes 5 to 7 days, or 5 to 7 times for the offer to be put in front of someone before they will buy. Okay, so if they're not in that email follow-up series, they're not going to buy. And once they've left that sales page, they're gone forever. So you want to make sure that you test the page that you're going to go to make sure it is the correct thing. So it is. So what I'm going to do is grab this link here. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go back to my Facebook page, and where it says here of what I've been up to, I'm going to go ahead and paste that. And you see that it's working here. It's grabbing the image. Some of these links that Matt has do not have images, and a lot of them do though. All right, very professional looking ad, and it took me all of a couple seconds here to create an ad channel and throw the link up there, and the ad is done. So I'm going to go ahead and post it. And once it's posted, now if I refresh the page, it'll be a little bit different look here. All right, so I've posted it. So see, now the picture expanded a little bit. Now if anybody clicks on this picture, what's going to happen is they are going to go to the capture page. All right, so it immediately takes them to the capture page. Now, one of the things I do with my page, and what I highly recommend, you see this little down arrow here? Because this is an advertisement, and because people are going to go to my page, and as soon as they click on my page, they see the picture, they're hopefully in awe, they start scrolling down my page, and the first thing I want them to see is this ad. All right? And because, again, I'm in business to make money. I'm in business to sell them a product. I can give them other content, but the primary goal of what I'm trying to accomplish is to make some money. Okay? So what I do is I then pin this to the top. Now, what I highly recommend is when you do something like this is at least once a week, put it on your calendar, once a week, change the ad. You can go to the same product, just don't use the same picture so it doesn't look the same. Okay, you can use different products that Matt has in the whole arsenal that we have access to. But you want to make sure that you change this once a week, because if you don't, then people are going to go to your page and they're going to say, oh, it's the same ad over and over again. And they're going to stop there and they may not go any further. Okay, and we don't want to do that. We want them to go through our page. Okay, so this will remain at the top left corner here until you either unpin it or you pin something else to the top. Okay, so, and what I mean by changing the picture is if I did the same thing again, if I paste this in and you see the picture comes up again, now if I click on this X, the picture goes away. So now it's just a link here. All right, so now I can either have just a link, or what I can do is, let's see here, file to upload, let's just add, I'm just going to add this real quick here and see what happens here. So see, now I've got the link in here. I've got an image that I'm putting in here. I'm going to post it. And there is my link. There's my picture. Okay. So, it just goes together. You can grab pictures of different things. You can grab pictures of the vault that's on the sales letter, etc. So there's many different things that you can do here. And again, see how this still has the ribbon, but it's moved over here? If I refresh the page, then this will be back over here in the top left. Okay, and then this ad goes down here. Now if I take this one and pin it to the top, they're going to trade places. Okay, so now this one will stay on the top and this one moves down. Or if I had like 30 posts in here since I put this one in, this one would actually move down the timeline to where it originally should have been. Okay, so that's how you move things back and forth, is make sure you have your main ad pinned to the top. But again, change it at least once a week. At least change the image to it so it looks like a different ad. It can go to the same offer, just change the image. Okay, and what I would do though, again, if you're going to do that, build another ad channel for it, because you're now putting, in essence, you're putting a new post on there. Even though that post is to the same offer, it's still a different post. You want to know, did the Mercedes make a bigger impact, or did the look of the program make a bigger impact? You know, did this work better than the Mercedes, or the cute girl, or whatever you put on there? You want to know what works, because you go with what works. I mean, if that was successful, do it again. All right, and you want to just move those things back and forth. Other things that you want to add in, again, is, remember I said you want inspirational or motivational. So how would I add that information? It's like I can't spend hours looking for this stuff. So one of the things I do, if I'm going to do a video, I go to my YouTube and I just type in, I mean, YouTube, billions of videos on there, right? And millions and millions and millions of people view these videos on a regular basis. So I'll just type in inspirational and see, they'll go with the top selections. That's real easy. Just give that right there. I can take, let's say I take this ad right here. Okay. Now, one thing I will highly recommend to you before you post a YouTube video, unless it is your own, on your Facebook fan page, all right, watch the video. I made the mistake. I went with what the title of the video said. I started the video, it all looked good. Okay, this is the right video. I went, I grabbed the link, I put it on there, and all of a sudden someone messaged me going, have you seen your video? I'm like, what do you mean? It was inspirational. And I went and watched the video, and about 30 seconds of the video was inspirational. The rest of the video, which was like another 2.5 minutes long or whatever, was not quite appropriate for my page. Okay, so don't get caught that way. I had to immediately go in and delete the video. All right. Sometimes people because, again, anybody can upload to Facebook, sometimes people will just kind of play with you a little bit. Okay, so be very careful about it. Either watch the video all the way through, go to different aspects of the video, and just make sure that you're seeing things that represent the video. Okay, it's only 2 minutes, 12 minutes long, or 2 minutes and 12 seconds long. Just watch the video, all right? But just make sure it is the right video. If it is, then what you're going to do is copy the link. You're going to go back to your fan page here, and it's going to ask you what you've been doing. So Matt was 10,000 feet in the air or something like that. All right, we're going to paste it, and guess what? Look at, there's my picture right there. All right, information on the video. I'm going to go ahead and post it. And as you see, this ends up still being on the top. It's the top post here. But the neat thing about what Facebook has done with YouTube is nowadays when you post a YouTube video, you can click on the video itself, and the neat thing about it is it stays within YouTube, or it stays within Facebook. And I think that was, I had heard that was one of the agreements that Facebook said, or kind of stipulated to YouTube, is that they had to be able to allow the video to be converted to fit within a post. Because again, what Facebook is all about, and what has made them 1.2 billion people strong, is that everything that happens in Facebook stays in Facebook. Okay, you know, that's how come friends of friends of friends, you know, end up with your information and so on, is because that's how Facebook works. It's a community that shares information with other people, but they want people to remain on Facebook, not being taken away. Where before, you know, I guess it was a couple years ago, you'd click on a YouTube video and you would go to YouTube, and now you would be off of Facebook. Now you still can do that. You can still go to YouTube, but in the normal sense, you can watch the video right here in your page itself. And that's cool because it's keeping people. So here, if someone was watching the inspirational video, guess what? They're also looking at my ad here. Okay, so you want to keep them within Facebook. Other things that you can do is, let's say I want something motivational or information, or motivational or inspirational, but I don't want it to be a video. I don't want to have my whole page loaded with videos, okay? I want, you know, some cool sceneries. I'm sure you guys have all seen these before, where you can go and look for, you know, where it's got an image in the background and it's got this inspirational quote or something, famous quote or something. Just go to Google Images, all right? Type in inspirational quotes. #1 search thing, and look at this. You have photographs or images with quotes on them, okay? This is, let's see here. So if we picked Steve Jobs here, all right? This was a cool site because you can scroll through these pictures, all right? You can see them all up above here, and as you scroll through, they just kind of move along, and there are like thousands of these pictures, okay? So now what you'd want to do, again, you want to open it up into this plane. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on my mouse, and I'm going to save the image as, and I put it in an image folder, okay? And I have a lot of images in here, all right? I have subfolders, etc., but I have a lot of images in here. And I save it, okay? So when I save this, it just downloads it into that folder. I may not be using it right this second, but I may be using it fairly quick. So what I want to do, actually, I'm going to save this again just for speed here. I'm going to save it to my desktop instead. Okay, don't do that. Put it in a folder. Okay, I've gotten students that I look at their computer screen when we share screens, and all I see is this whole entire desktop here is filled with images, folders, etc. And it's like, oh my gosh, you need to organize. You need to get everything off your desktop. Your desktop should look nice and clean. All right, so I grab that image. Then I want to go here to Facebook. But this time I'm uploading a photo because I've downloaded it to my computer. So I'm going to upload the photo. All right, I don't want to create an album or anything. I don't need to do that. So I'm going to grab this quote. and I'm going to post it. All right, and then this was the best quote ever. I don't know if it is or not. I just grabbed it, but I'll just put that on there. Then I post it. And there's my picture. All right, I'm going to stop that because it's going to keep playing. I'm going to refresh my page because remember, I have a pinned post here, but it's been moved. If I refresh my page, there's my pinned post again. Okay, so now there's my quote right there. Open it up, people can see it. There it is. Great, perfect. Other things that you can do to share or to put things on your post or your fan page is go to other people's pages. Okay, so if you like other people's pages here and you want to see, all right, come on, I gotta go back to my regular page here. Sorry about this. Let me go back here. Go back to my posts or my page. Okay, so let's say that I posted something on my page. And again, if you like my page, you're going to see what I post over your news feed. So let's say something comes in over your news feed that you really liked. You like the quote, you like the video, or whatever. A couple of different ways that you can get this onto your page. One is, and I'm sure most people are aware of this if you're familiar at all with Facebook, is you can share it. Okay, so I click on the post that someone else has made and I say I want to share it. So I can share it onto my own timeline, I can share it onto a friend's timeline, I can share it in a group, or I can share it on a page I manage. So I want to share it on a page I manage, and I actually manage quite a few. I'm going to share it to that new page, and I'm going to paste in there my little, oops, wrong thing, sorry. I'm going to paste in there best quote ever. All right, and the reason I always tell people to put something there, you know, write something above whatever you're posting, is because I think it personalizes it. It looks like you actually took the time to find this. It doesn't look like you just loaded a whole bunch of pictures or a whole bunch of videos or whatever. It looks like you at least put a little bit of time and energy into it. Okay, so I'm wanting to share it on this page, so I'm going to go ahead and share it. So it's really sharing from one page to another. And I'm going to go over here to this. I'm going to refresh the page so I can see the post. All right, now here is the post. All right, so see, it got to my page. This is great. People can like it, comment on it, and they can share it also. All right, but this is the thing. Here is me. Here's my page. Okay. Here is the person I shared this with, and I love Bobby to death. She's a sweet lady, very good marketer, and so I really don't mind sharing her stuff. But if I'm doing this, someone could click on Bobby, and guess what? They just went to her page. And guess where they're not on anymore is my page. I want them on my page. Okay, because I want them to look at that post, and then I want them to look at the next post, and then I want them to look at the next ad, and then I want them to buy something, etc. But if I send them away, they're not going to do that. Okay, so this is how I would share this post if I was having this come across my news feed, and I said, "Wow, that's cool. I really want that picture, but I don't want to share the post." Okay, so this is how I would do it. So the first thing I'm going to do is delete this post. Confirm, yes, delete. Okay. And now I'm going to go back to this here. All right, so here's the same post again, but instead of sharing it, I'm going to left click on it. So now I've opened it up into this different window. I can still share it from this point, all right, but I don't want to because, again, I don't want to have someone else's information on my page. I'm basically advertising for them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to save the image as. And we're just going to go ahead and put this on the desktop. We'll save it. And so now what we're going to do, close out of here. We'll go back to our page. And we're going to go back to, come on, agree with me here. Upload a photo or video. We're going to upload one. and we went to our desktop. And I normally, again, don't store on desktop. I just did it for simplicity, because I have a lot of images to have to scroll through. All right, so then I'm going to also go ahead and put something in there to personalize it. All right, and then post it. Now what you'll find is it's the same post. All right, but look, it's just my name on here. There's no one else attached to it. Also, the thing about it is some marketers, and I have not figured out how to do it, but some people are savvy enough that when they put a picture on their post, they may embed a link in here that if I clicked on the picture, it wouldn't open up in a window like this. It would actually go to their page or their website or something like that. So by taking the image and opening it up and then saving the image, you kind of strip all that out and you just save the JPEG image. So I have never figured out how to do that, but from what I understand, there are people that can. So now what I'm hoping is someone will see this on their time or on their news feed and share it, because then they'll be promoting my page on top of theirs, which is great. You always want to do that, so don't spread this around to everybody. We don't want to give up our tricks here. All right, so again, now our ad's been out of place. So if I refresh my page, my ad goes right back into place. Okay, so those are the ways that you can promote. Now, you notice here on the bottom of each one of these that there's no more information. You can like, comment, or share. But if you go here to my fan page, all right, and you look at the bottom of these posts, there is boost the post. Now, the reason being is that I've gotten enough likes, and I believe you have to have, I think it's like 30 likes or maybe 50 likes, and you can then boost a post. So what you're doing is once you come up here and boost the post, you can tell it where do you want the post to boost. And what they mean by boosting a post is that you're going to pay to have this post, whichever post it is, you're going to pay to have this post appear in front of people. In other words, it doesn't matter whether they like your page or not, you're going to pay to promote it. Okay? The thing I found with this, and I did a whole nother video on this, so if you want the link, let me know. I'll send it to you. More than happy to. By promoting this post, what I have found is that it is easier to get these approved by Facebook to go ahead and pay to promote it than it is a Facebook ad. It is amazing how a post is easier to promote than an ad. All right, the other things that in my other video that I will discuss is the reason you want to promote your page and get people to like your page and get them to go to your page. These are what's called tabs. And you can actually have up to 1 dozen tabs on your Facebook page. Okay, and what these go to, if you click on it, this is going to go to a capture page. Okay, now the way I have mine set up on this page here is you can see this, but you can't see it clearly, because what it does is if you have not liked my page, there's a little arrow pointing up saying please like the page. So I accomplish two things. One, I get people to look at my ad. Two, I get people to like my page. The more people that like my page, the more people my posts are in front of every time I post something. All right, so once they've liked it, like I've already liked my page, so I don't have to go through that, get instant access, and guess where I go? As soon as it gets me there, I am at a capture page. And that was so simple to do on these tabs here that it was a piece of cake. I took my tracking link, my affiliate link with a tracker on it, and I put it right into this system, and it just links it right to the capture page. Okay, cool things that you can do here. I have a whole nother video on how to do this, on how to promote posts, and also how to build these tabs and use them as money makers for you. Again, you can have, and I'm pretty behind here, you can have up to a dozen of these tabs sitting on your page. Okay, those are like little mini banner ads for you. Okay, utilize this fan page like you would a website or like you would a blog site. All right. The nice thing about it too is if I am going to run a Facebook ad, I'll run the ad back to the tab, and then again the tab takes me to the landing page or the capture page. Facebook, from everything I've been told by people who do a lot of Facebook advertising, is Facebook is more apt to approve an ad that goes back to Facebook versus an ad that goes to an outside URL. All right. So how I can cheat, because technically I am going to an outside URL, how I cheat is I promote it back to this Facebook page or tab, which is a page. This is considered a page here. I promote it back to that page. The people then like my Facebook fan page. They click to get access. They're in front of the capture page. All right. Yes, it's a couple extra steps. In other words, it's a couple extra clicks, but I look at it this way, like a double opt-in. If they're willing to put in a couple extra clicks, then they're probably someone I may have a better potential of selling to, versus someone who just goes to it and says, oh, that's too hard to work for me. 2 clicks of a mouse is way too much work. I guarantee you that person, I wouldn't sell them anything, because marketing would be too much work for them. Okay, they're just people that want to go out and look and kind of kick tires and stuff. So anyway, guys, that is how you build a Facebook fan page. Now, the last thing, all right, and this is the most important thing here. If you build your page, okay, and you started putting it together and things just go completely out of whack, and your page just is not coming out the way you want to, you maybe didn't set something up right, correct, or whatever. And again, you can make a lot of changes just by going to that update info. But let's say you don't even want to do that. Or let's say you created a page and then you came up with a better inspiration and wanted to create a new page. You couldn't change this one enough, and so now you want to get rid of it. And this took me a little while to figure out how to do it. But what you do is you go to your edit page, you go to edit settings, all right? You scroll all the way down here and see where it says remove page. You're going to permanently delete the page. And I've already done this twice because I was practicing this morning before I did the webinar. And then just delete the page. And guess what? The page no longer exists. All right, so all I have is just my fan page, and that page no longer exists. Okay? So that is how you can create a fan page, all right? And if you guys have any questions on it or anything like that, please feel free to message me in the Facebook groups or on Skype if you have my Skype address, and I'd be more than happy to answer any questions for you. So hopefully this offered you some good content. Please ask for my other video that talks about building these tabs, and also boosting or promoting posts, how you can monetize your Facebook fan page. So let me know if you want access to that video also, or what you can do is go to my YouTube channel. Let me show you here, may as well while I'm doing this. Just go ahead and go to my YouTube channel, and it's Video Manager. Where's my channel? See that? I'm not even, let's see here. I guess it's this page here. There we go. So go to my YouTube channel, and you can see all the videos that I have posted onto YouTube, and a lot of them are, informational videos. And again, remember how I said on your Facebook fan page, if you want to, if you're wanting to, what do I want to say? Okay, I'm having a complete brain hiccup here. If you wanted to help someone or help people with, let's say, oh shoot, you wanted to help someone, you wanted to give people content on how to do something. Again, you don't want to give away the company store, okay? You don't want to be giving away so much content that people don't want to buy anything from you because you give everything for free. You definitely don't want to do that, all right? That's not going to make you any kind of money. It's not going to put you into that financial freedom, etc. But you can give people kind of some building blocks And it offers the credibility for you that they're going to want to go back and see more, okay? And they're willing then to pay because your information's credible to them, and they're willing to pay for more coaching or whatever. So if you wanted to give people some content, you could grab a video, again, having a short video here, and you then could go just grab the link, copy it, go to your fan page, go to your post here, and just post it. All right. If there's not an image attached to it, which usually there's at least the image of the first screen. I don't know, this isn't going to allow me to add other images to it. And then all you're going to do is you're going to post it. Okay, so I'm starting to accomplish the system of giving content, giving good information, and so on. And actually, I'm going to show you one other thing here. I'm going to delete this one off of here right now. Yes. All right, I'm going to show you one other thing here, guys. Let's get away from YouTube. And we are going to go to one of the other ways I add content to, as you see, I keep notepads for everything. I got links everywhere. One of the other ways that I add content to my pages is, if you've ever heard of what's called a PLR, a private label rights, or private license rights, as some people call it. You go to, let's see here, master rights. Okay, I don't know what happened to that link. All right, let's see here. Oh, that's why, duh. I had the label to it, the title to it also in there. No wonder it couldn't find it. Okay, so master resale rights. Okay, so I found this store here. There are many other stores. This is one of the best ones I have found. What I do is I go to the private label rights. You can look for, usually I look for ebooks, all right, or email e-courses. And so you look for these books, you find content, Kindle Gold Rush. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff in here. And so I actually have bought many PLRs or ebooks. And so what you can do is take an ebook once you've purchased it. And again, you see how expensive these are. They're nothing, okay, to have the full license rights of this product. You can turn around and make this product your own, as if you wrote it, okay? But the thing about it too is with the label rights, it'll tell you in the licensing as to what you're allowed to do with it, okay? Distribution rights, you can resell it. You have master resale rights, private label rights. You can give it away. You can offer it as a bonus. You can break the package apart. You can put it as your own, publish it offline, etc. Sell it at auctions. You can do everything and anything with this. But what I would do is I'll take an ebook and I'll turn around and I'll break it up into pieces. And then with those pieces, what I'll do is I'll make a post and say, hey guys, I'm going to do, an 11-part series on Facebook advertising, or, whatever your ebook is about, okay? And so then I'll just post those like once a week, twice a week, and I'll say, this is post number so-and-so of so-and-so. If there's 11 of them, then, it's 1 of 11, 2 of 11, etc. But that kind of offers that content. I'll do the same thing with my email list also. You're giving them free content, but you're not giving it to them all at once. You're giving it to them in pieces. And what that makes them do, you're kind of giving them what I call the breadcrumbs. What that makes them do is it makes them keep coming back for more breadcrumbs. And what they think of you then at that point is you as giving them so much free content, something that could possibly help their business. But you're not giving away the store, okay? You're giving them information. You're giving them tools to work with what you're selling. I never try to give away something that is going to be contradictory to what I'm selling. But if I can give them a tool to help them with what I'm selling, better potential there of selling the item. Okay, so that's one other thing that you can do for that educational part. So again, guys, hopefully that was helpful to you. If you have any messages or questions for me, message me on Facebook or contact me on Skype, and I'd be more than happy to get back in touch with you. So and answer any questions. So if you want a copy of my other video, if for some of the people I'm going to actually send this out to, and because I had a technical difficulty on the webinar I was doing, so for those people, they're going to get both copies of videos. But if you happen to come across this one and didn't get a copy of the other one, please let me know, and I will get you a copy of that other webinar. And that was the one on promoting through Facebook, promoting posts, and making these tabs right here. So I'm going to sign off now. Guys, have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.